Assalamu alaikum, my students. Good morning. We will talk today about another lessons in our course Rama 2. So I think you already have the issue related to preposition, and you have studied it before in your high schools and your school life, but in this one we need to understand it with different variables. Like here we have to study at, on, in unit 121. So it's all about timing. So they arrived at 5 o'clock. They arrived on Friday. They arrived in June. So you can recognize that when we mention months or years, we have in. When we mention days, we have on. And when we have exact number of time, we have at. So at 5 o'clock, at 11, at midnight, at sunset. And here on Friday, on 16 May 2011 or 12, this is for sure because you give exact time on my birthday. And here in the 1990s, in the past, in the winter. So make sure that you practice on it in your speaking. Number 2, here we have be, at the moment, at the minute, at the present, at this time. So can we talk later? I'm busy at the moment. So it means something in the present moment or now. Kate and I arrived at the same time. At the weekends, in the weekend, like the last 2 days, like weekend means in their own culture, Saturday and Sunday. That's the meaning of weekend. At Christmas Day, at night. So when we look at this part at night, here, because it means particular night. Like, if we say like in the night, particular night, and if we say at night, it means in general. So we can say in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, on Friday morning, on Sunday afternoon, on Monday evening. So don't mix between in and on, and make sure that in the morning it's not like on Sunday afternoon. So that's to be quite accurate in your speaking. We do not use at, on, in, before, last, next, this, every. So I will see you next Friday. They got married last June. They got married last June, not last on June. So we have to avoid using preposition when we mention the word last or next, because it will be double standard here. We often leave out on before days, like I will see you on Friday, I'll see you Friday. Sometimes we say on, but regularly we use on with days. Or we say that something will happen in a few minutes, in 6 months. So here we have a few points related to in a few minutes, and in a week, in a moment. It means within a week from now. And a moment, it means a moment from now, very soon. They will be here in a moment. We also use in to say how long it takes to do something. I learned to drive in 4 weeks. It means it took me 4 weeks to learn how to drive. And here we need to understand that the question number 1 is too important for all of you, because how to put at, on, in the exact place. Like here we have, I have been invited to a wedding. Here we have a day, so it means on 14 February, not at 14. So we use on. Okay, great. Let's continue to the next unit. We have unit 122, on time and in time, at the end and in the end. So we have here on time and in time. On time, it means punctual. If I said I will be in the train station on time, or the train left on time. Okay, please be on time, don't be late. So on time means punctual. If I say 11 a.m., it means punctual. By 11 a.m. you are in my office. That's the point here. So in time, here we have for something to do something soon enough. In time. Will you be home in time for dinner? It means soon enough. It means you are already in the way. You can see that in the way of speaking. Here we have, I am in hurry, I want to get home in time to watch the game on TV. The opposite of in time is too late, like I got home too late. You can say just in time, it means almost too late. We got to the station just in time, it means the last minute, maybe before the train moved. At the end and in the end. At the end, it means at the time when something ends. We can say like at the end of the month, at the end of the film, at the end of January. So that's the point when something comes closer to end. But when we say here like examples, when we say here in the end, we have here finally. If I say in the end, it means finally or in conclusion. In conclusion or finally, like he got more and more angry. In the end, he just walked out of the room. That's the point. Please answer also question number 1 here and question number 3. Try to find out how to fill in the gaps here from the box. We have here box. Choose the word to continue the accurate sentence by using at the end. Okay, well, here let's move to unit 123. So 123 we have in, at, on, position 1. So from here we need to understand more the preposition. Like at the beginning we talk about time, but here we need to define the places. It's not about timing anymore. So in that point, unit 123, we have to consider using in, at, on in places like in a room, in a building, in a box, in a garden, in a town, in the city center, in a pool, in the sea. So here we define the places by using in. And it means I am inside, like in a pool, or in the, it means I am inside the pool, or here in a room, I am inside the room. In a box, it means maybe the book in the box. So that's a point number 1. Point number 2, we have at the bus stop, at the door, at the roundabout or roundabout, and at her desk. At here, it means like I am not inside something. It means I am around the place. Like here, who is that man standing at the bus stop? So the bus stop, I cannot be in the bus stop because it's like very general place, and you cannot put yourself inside. It's like general place. At reception, it's like a hall, and you just standing in the or at the reception. At next stop. So here, compare in and at. This is a point that you can recognize what do I mean. So there were a lot of people in the shop. It was crowded. Go along this road, then turn left at the shop. So that's how we can recognize here in the shop, because I get in the shop and I found a lot of people. It's called crowded. متجمهرين. Go along the road, then turn left at the shop. So turn left at the shop means when you find the shop, you will turn left. I will meet you in the hotel lobby. It means in the building and inside the hotel or hotel. I will meet you at the entrance to the hotel. It means outside the building. At the entrance, it means like here. I didn't enter inside the hotel. So I'm standing at the entrance to the hotel. So this is very important for you to know. See, here we have picture like you had same issues in your schools. Always they put to you like one picture, and you have to understand what do we mean by on, above, in. So here we have on the table, on the door, like on the floor, on the ceiling, here like in the wall. We can say like the watch on the wall, or the book on the table, or maybe the calendar on the door, and here the dish on the floor. Like these kind of examples, we can say it like there is a dirty mark on the ceiling or in your nose. So here the point, be quite sure about the comparison. Here in and on, there is some water in the bottle. So in the bottle, it means here, inside the bottle. There is a label on the bottle. On, it means outside the bottle itself, here. At and on, there is somebody at the door. Somebody at the door, it means he didn't enter yet. There is a notice on the door. It says, do not disturb. So, do not disturb here, it means it is on the door, not inside or behind the door. On the door, just on the door itself. So, here we have to answer a question number 2, like there were some people swimming in the river. Here we have to define like whether to use in, at, on with the exact word. We have to complete the sentences. Think about it carefully and answer the questions. That will be great if you continue with me. Let's move to the next unit. We have here unit 124. Sorry for being hurry, but this kind of preposition, we have to take it very quick and rapid. If we had rapidly moved to the point, we would have finished everything very soon. And I think this week I will try to like show you a lot of things, and next week it will be the last for our e-learning platform. So be patient, wait, and try to learn as much as you can from your own home. This is a really good chance for you to increase your ability of understanding by your own self, and by yourself when you have like kind of self-learning, how to increase the skills of self-learning. This is really great because the teaching will be moved or turned to self-learning very soon. You have to understand a lot of things by your own. That's how you can develop or enhance your abilities in the future. So let's move here, unit 124, in, at, on, position 2. So here we're still in the places, here in a line, in a row, in a queue. So queue يعني صف, طابور, a row, صف, a line, خط. So in a row, this is the way of a row. They are standing facing you, and this is called a row. But if it is like in a queue, they will not see each other faces, but they will see their own back. So in a picture, in a photo, here the point, we have to understand how to use in again. Here we have on the left, on the right. So in direction, we have the direction, we have to define it by on. On the left, on the right, on the ground floor, on the first floor, on the second floor, on a map, on a menu, on a list, on a page, on a website. We say that place is on a river, on a road, on the coast. So we say on the way from one place to another. We stopped at a shop on the way home. And that's the point. We say at the top of, at the bottom of, at the end of. Write your name at the top of the page. Jane lives at the door or at the other end of the street. So that's a great point here. We have to understand how to use at the top, at the bottom, like not using it by saying on the bottom or on the top, at the top. Many of speakers, they will say on the end, or on the bottom. So this is just to remind you, you have to understand it's totally wrong, and you need to understand how we can understand it's at. Number D here, the point of D, we also need to understand in front of, in the back. So it means like here at the back, at front. So those who are standing in like at the front line, those called at, and at the back. So you can see here in front, in the back, like I was in the back of the car. So what's the difference? By in, at, on. That depends on the way of the sentence. Like what? Here if I say on the front of an envelope, it means a piece of paper, and I put on this piece of paper something like picture or my address. If you say at the back, so we couldn't see very well. It means maybe we are in the stadium watching a movie or watching a match, and we couldn't see maybe the goal, or we didn't see the players. And here in the back, it means like maybe we are inside the car and we couldn't see exactly what happened in the accident, because we are in the car, inside the car. So last, in the corner of a room, the TV is in the corner of the room. So this is the room, and this is the corner of the room. If we say on the corner and at the corner, it means this is the room, and it can be like here, the corner for one room, and this is another room. If we say on the corner, it can be stable. Like what? On the corner, it means here there is a small shop at the corner of the street, and on the corner it looks like in here it is inside the room, and on maybe there is here a corridor, and the TV, it's out of the room. It's in maybe in the corridor or on the path. So that's how we can understand it, by practicing more and more. Okay, exercise, we have to understand the picture. This is very important for you to answer question number 1 from the picture. Like here, where does Amy work? So here is Amy in the sales department. We say in the sales department. So this is sales department. We say in the sales department, because we are asking about work, not where she is sitting. If we say that where is she sitting, we can say at her office. Amy lives in this building. Where is her flat exactly? So her flat on the 2nd floor. So that's the point. Let's move to here we have last unit in our description, 125. So today we describe 121, 122, 123, and 124, and we will finish this video by 125. So 125 here, you can see like in, at, on, position 3. So you can read it again and see what are the position or the places that we need to be care about. But for me, I don't need you to focus on it too much. My concern is to move to unit 126. So this is my target for the last unit. Unit 125, I say it can be for your knowledge. You can get some knowledge from it. Just go through it and read it if you like. To, at, in, and into. We have go to China, go back to Italy, go to work, come to my house. So to, we have here to, at, in, and into. So when are your friends going back to Italy? 3 people were injured here in the accident. So it's very clear that there is something happened here. In the same way we say welcome to, a trip, a visit, my way to. So welcome to our country. We had to cancel our trip. Compared to in, like they are going to France, they live in France. This is very easy for you to recognize. We have here, I have been to a place or an event. I have been to Italy 4 times, but I have never been to Rome. Amanda has never been to a football match in her life. Get and arrive. We say get to place. They got to the hotel. What time did you get to the party? We say arrive in or arrive at. We say arrive in a town or a country. For other places or events, we say arrive at. What time did you arrive at the hotel? What time do you arrive at the hotel? And here we say they got to the hotel at midnight. So they got, it means they reach at the airport at the party. Home, here go home, come home. And the example here, I met Lisa on my way home. On my way home. Last, we have go into, get into. So if you look at this, I opened the door or went into the room. I flew into the kitchen. Into means I just skipped one area to get into another area. This is the point, like I am here and I just moved to get into maybe the kitchen or the bathroom. So for buses, trains and planes, we usually say get on, get off. So that's to be careful about trains and planes, like get on the bus, like I am inside the bus. Get off the train, it means I get off, I left the train. So you have to answer question number 1, question number 3. So that's for you. Thank you very much for your listening. Remember that we focus on 100, unit 121, unit 122, 123, 124, and 126. So 125 is for your own knowledge. It's not out of the exam, but I don't want to focus on it because I describe position 1, position 2 in unit 123, 124, and I think it's enough for me. So I see you later, and prepare yourself for the next quiz. It will be quite good for you to understand that course better. Thank you again.